Hi there, welcome back to another relationship advice video. Today I'm going to talk about modern women and why it is that modern women are having such a hard time finding a man. Listen to this carefully because number 5 is for men to pay attention to. Now, as it is, as I'm seeing on social media, that men are really actually just fed up. And that's the case since 2019, that they are just not interested in feminist bullshit and entitled women. And they're not willing to put up with any other nonsense from women who don't know what they're bringing to the table and just feel entitled. So number 5 is important. And men, if you're tuning in, welcome and listen to this video till the end. Welcome to my channel and hit the subscribe button so that you can get more advice. That it's like, a lot of dating coaches on the internet happen to be single themselves. There are there are divorce coaches. Most of them happen to be women. And my goodness, I tell you, they are so vile and they're not good for relationships, really. Women are supposed to be relationship minded and relationship oriented, which unfortunately is not so the case in the past few decades, at least. So let me begin. The first point that I'm going to make is about women. Women do not have a purpose for a man in their life. Women have become so independent these days that they don't think they even need a man. If you don't need a man, why should a man come into your life? You're having an independent life, you're having your girlfriends, you're having your trips, having an amazing time. Why do you need a man? What is a man? What purpose is the man going to fulfill in your life? Now, to you, it may not seem as a woman that you need a man. You can, if you want to have a baby, you can just get sperm and inject yourself with sperm or whatever, get pregnant and have a baby. All of those things. You don't necessarily need a man in your house. Right? But as a child needs a father and a mother. How are you going to provide for the child? This is just one of the examples. Now, men are built for different things than women. Okay, for example, men cannot have birth, they cannot give birth to a baby. It's only a woman who can do that. So then what can a man do? He can go and fend for himself and his family, and that's what they've been doing for the longest time. If you do not have a purpose for a man in your life, why should he be in your life? So when you're going out and bickering and are bitter about your experiences, even if they are your dating experiences, it's not going to help you. And you're not going to find a man, because a man is not interested in better, while independent women who do not even know the purpose of a man in their life. That's why you're having a hard time finding a man. Number 2, if you are shallow, materialistic, and narrow-minded, you feel entitled and you want the high-value man. And it takes a while for a man to become a high-value man. Now, why should a high-value man invest in someone like you, invest financially and emotionally in a relationship with you? If you are going to be shallow and you're going to say, oh, I'm a tall woman, I need someone who is at least 6 feet tall. Okay, is there more to that list, or is your list as superficial as that? And if that's the case, then what else is on your checklist that you think can go away? By the way, I have a checklist reminding you that there's a checklist I have. It's called the Relationship Readiness Checklist, which you can download for free. It is in the description under the video. Okay, so if you are shallow and you are entitled, and it's not bad to be materialistic, but what are you going to do for the man in your life? A lot of women know, okay, what the man is going to do in your life, but what are you going to do for your man? Will you, when he comes home, will you give him a hug? Will you make the house a beautiful place to live in? Will you be nice to be around? Will you be at peace so that when he comes home from a long day of work, you're not fighting with him over things? Will you cook, for example, for him? I'm not saying women belong in the kitchen. Men cook as well as women cook. Cooking, I think, is a life skill, you know? So this is not the argument about men or which sex belongs in the kitchen. It's not about that. It's about women being nurturing and how you are going to adapt that and bring that to your relationships, and how are you going to support your partner in pursuing his goal, not just for himself but also for the entire family, including that includes you. So if you're shallow and materialistic and only know what you want from the guy, the man, and you don't know what you bring to the table, you are not going to find a man. The man is not going to pick you. So there is this song that goes, "Diamonds are a girl's best friend." I'm sorry, they are not. Diamonds are not a girl's best friend. Girls that bicker and come together and drink alcohol and celebrate womanhood and achievements and all of those things. Your single friends are keeping you single. All of that is not helpful when it comes to finding a relationship. All right, I'm going to move on to the next point over here. Modern independent women are often in their masculine energy. Okay, and men don't need that, not from someone that doesn't look like a man. So when you are, as a woman, fending for yourself, you have to be in that masculine energy. And for a woman, just because the way we are wired, it takes a while for us to turn that down and come to really ground ourselves. Women today have been so ungrounded and disconnected from their bodies and biologies that they think that they can do the same things men can do. I am sorry, you can't, because you're not going to do things the way men do them. You're more likely to do the things the way women do things. You run on a different clock. You have an entirely different schedule than a man. And when you do not honor that, for example, when you are on your period, are you taking time off? Do you have time off to nurture that part of you that's saying, I don't want to do this. I just want to stay at home and rest because that's what my body needs. The world is not necessarily designed to work in women's favor. Now, there is some countries that are starting to have period holidays, giving women period holidays, which is great. I think that's amazing. I think more organizations should start practicing this. It's great. But as a woman, personally, individually, what is it that you can do to step more into your feminine energy? Because when a man comes home, he does not want to be to argue with someone or just be in a competitive mode with you. He wants to be cared for, and just nurtured, and someone he can just be himself around. And if you are this independent, outgoing, um, modern woman who keeps herself busy and occupied all the time and has businesses to run, there is no space for a man in your life. And the man who's in your life is not going to feel very good about himself. So is not going to feel very good being around you. And it's going to be a turn off. He's going to go and find a woman who is more in tune with her feminine energy. Okay, so that's one other reason why men are not attracted to you. And modern women are having a very hard time finding a man. Men are just turned off, switched off. They do not want to deal with any of the bullshit that women are going out with, and having lists, long lists of I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, without knowing I will give this, I will give this, I will do this, I will do this. None of that is happening. Number 4, women do not respect for what men can do for them. These days, women don't even like having doors open for them, and when they're going out on dates, a lot of times women want the guy to pay for them. Why? If you are this independent woman who is financially capable of taking care of herself, then why do you want the man to pay for you? Yes, there are some women who want to split the bill, but that entirely shifts the focus of your dating experience in just sussing out who is going to be a provider based on their dates that revolve around consumption. You're going out on coffee dates, you're going out on lunch or dinner dates, where the guy may be kind enough and nice enough to provide a meal for you or whatever, and you're happy with that and think that that is what the man is capable of and nothing more than that. You do not understand anything about what a man can do for you. You have no respect. If you cannot respect for what a man can do, and you don't know how to be relaxed in your feminine energy and just be more laid back, so that the man in your life gets the message that he needs to step up and step into his masculine energy. Yes, I said it. You can do that, but you have to become allowing of that. You have to be in your feminine energy in order to do that. You can't be fighting to and go getting ahead of them, just opening the door for yourself. When you have a man in your life, you do that. You are giving the signal that, okay, your presence is not necessary in my life. It's something that's simple. And yes, you're a strong independent woman who can open doors for herself. You go to the gym every single day and you are lifting weights. You are definitely able to open the door for yourself. But there is a man in your life. Let him do that. And believe me, when you allow a man to do that for you, he will be able to do more things for you that you can't even imagine. Unless you do that, unless you step into your feminine energy, you will not know what that is. Men so desperately want to take care of a woman, but not the type of woman who doesn't have a purpose for a man, who doesn't know show respect for a man, who doesn't know what she is bringing to the table, who is not nice to be around, who is not at peace with herself. Men don't want that. Number 5, and men, if you're listening, pay attention. Women who are on birth control are going to have a hard time finding a man. Okay, a man, especially in his masculine energy, they're going to have a hard time finding a man, because what those pills do to a woman's body is that they make them attracted to more feminine men. Okay, and then obviously women do not necessarily want them, because later on in life they realize they're not compatible with them in the long term. What those pills do to a woman is confuse their body. Now, a woman who is not on a birth control pill, who has her periods regularly, okay, so there was a study done where they made women who were not having birth control pills, they made them smell men's shirts. Okay, random men. This was a study done. Random men's shirts, and they were attracted. Those women who were not taking birth control pills, they were attracted to men who were compatible to them. You know, pheromones. We are attracted to pheromones. So the men that were healthy men, who would be more compatible and good to make babies with, those were the kind of men those women were attracted to. And women who were on birth control pills were not attracted to that. Now that says a lot to what those hormones, pills that drastically change you as a person, because women are governed by hormones. That's how their body is. There is nothing fortunate or unfortunate about it. It is what it is. This is biology. And fighting the biology is not serving women. Moreover, a lot of times women who are taking birth control pills for whatever reason, oftentimes it is so that they can have sex with whoever it is that they want without any consequences. Women's bodies are different. We cannot separate. We do not separate love and sex. And the women who say they can do that and behave like whatever sexual act they committed with a guy they barely knew does not affect them, they are lying to themselves. And oftentimes women on birth control pills are doing those experimental things and just getting with guys. That's not helpful. Sharing something that is so sacred about you, sharing that with any man and every man, and doing that over and over multiple times, it is not healthy for you as a woman. And so women on birth control pills often are not in tune with their bodies, because their body processes, they just don't understand ovulation. When we have proper ovulation happening, we know when progesterone kicks in, we know when estrogen kicks in, when we know when testosterone kicks in, and all of those things go just exactly as they're meant to. And it's not something that randomly skips itself and it goes. No, it follows those steps. And I have observed my monthly cycles. I have not ever been on hormonal birth control pills, and I understand how my monthly cycle affects me as a woman, and how I need to take care of myself and rest and just be with myself. And just doing that alone puts me in a very different energy. And I am able to communicate that very clearly because I know my body. You're not disconnected from your body as a woman. That's important, because men are not disconnected from their bodies. So fighting your biology is the wrong battle you have picked. And so women tend to lose when they are picking the wrong fights. That's all I will say about that. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care, everybody. If you like this video, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right? Bye for now.